What up geeks, welcome back to our channel. I'm Mick Fraser and I'm taking a quick look at Immortal Unchained from Toadman Interactive. This is an indie game developed by quite a small studio, less than 20 people I believe work for them, and it's not bad, right? It's alright. I'm going to start a new game so I can show you like the character creator and the sort of the opening 15 minutes or so. And I'll tell you what, it's kind of like it's a bit like Lords of the Fallen with guns. I've seen a lot of people that have said it's like a shooter version of Dark Souls. It's not really. I think it's more like Lords of the Fallen, which I know was a little bit like Dark Souls itself, but you'll see what I mean when I start playing. So I'm going to change my name from Prisoner, because that's a bit crap, to more badass, right? And you've got like male and female body types. There's not a great deal of difference between the two actual body types, right? So we're going to stick with male because I'm a dude. And these are the classes. So you've got like your basic classes. So you've got Tracker, Vandal, Raider, Wanderer, Marksman, Mercenary. Now basically these are like, well, you can see if you look at the stats, you've got the Tracker is very good with Insight, which is, well, their flexible carbine gains increase effective basically. Vandals are masters of the arts of destruction. Raiders are fierce killers. Wanderers roam the cosmos enduring its trials. Marksmen obviously are going to be your snipers, and mercenaries are like your all-rounder. They start with a straight spread of stats with just 1 point less in strength, which seems like a weird kind. Anyway, we're going to choose, I think in my other playthrough I went safe, and I think I went with like Raider. Which one did I? Yeah, so I'm going to go for Wanderer. I like the assault rifle. So now this is where you get your character created. Now that's an awesome stash, I'll be honest, straight away. So I'm not sure I want to mess with the stash too much, but we will play around with it a little bit. So skin type is your basic skin tone, which is kind of like, these guys have been frozen or locked away for centuries basically. So it's so similar to like Lords of the Fallen, where the only thing that can save the universe is a prisoner who's been in prison for so long that nobody remembers what they did. Looking at this dude, I'm guessing it was something pretty bad, you know. I don't think you know, robbed an old woman in the street or anything. It kind of looks like the sort of guy who commits mass murder before breakfast. But anyway, I digress. We're going to you give him a rather awesome yellow mullet. Or, see, I like this. This is a little bit like the Destiny Exos. I like the metal spikes in the head. Facial detail, that's where you pick your beard. And wow, that just goes from just like beard to sci-fi badass instantly. A bit too badass maybe. I like the metal plate on the side of the head. That's pretty gnarly. So head root colour, I don't know what, it's not even changing the colour of the box. Head tip colour, again, doesn't change it. Head tattoo, okay, you can change a tattoo. Wow, so that's not a tattoo on his skin. I like the fire. I like that one, it's a bit more metal. And we're going to go for, yeah, that one's a bit, I like that, that's kind of metal. Tattoo colour. You know, I think I was good with the beige. Sometimes beige is the way forward, I think. I don't know. Okay. Let's stick with the beige. Cool. So next, let's get it on. Confirm. There's a bit of an intro.
Age long since forgotten. A prophecy once told that there would come a time the sun would grow dark and cold. A bone-chilling wind would surge from the deepest pits of the abyss. The dead would rise in its wake.
harbingers of destruction and despair, and pretty much the dude from Lords of the Fallen right there, right? I'm not imagining that, am I? No, that's definitely looks like the dude from... See what I'm seeing? Lords of the Fallen with guns, like I said. But there's a bit more to it. I mean, I'll give Toadman Interactive their due. I mean, it's a low budget game. They're a small studio. They've put a hell of a lot of thought and effort into Immortal Unchained. It's a shame actually more people aren't talking about this game and more people aren't playing it, because it's one of those that is probably going to sneak under a lot of people's radars. It's going to disappear all of a sudden. It might end up with a sequel, you know, down the line, which will you know, fix a lot of the issues that this one has, but it's not likely to cause major waves, and that's a shame because it is quite a good game. I'm not going to pretend it's, you know, on the same level as something like Dark Souls or Bloodborne, but it is a Souls-like, and it does a decent job. Which is why I say Lords of the Fallen, because I felt that was the same kind of thing. You know, Lords of the Fallen to me was also pretty decent. I enjoyed it. I think I reviewed it back in the day, and I gave it a 7. I think 7 out of 10. So I did. I really enjoyed it, and it was a lot of fun. And this doesn't look as good as Lords of the Fallen, because I remember Lords of the Fallen looked quite impressive. This doesn't look as good, and you can tell it hasn't got an awful lot of money in its budget, but it's still quite fun. It's still quite enjoyable. But I'm not that far in it. Even in the other playthrough, I'm not that far yet. So there's still quite a lot to see, and it's a bit long-winded, this intro. There he is, my dude, looking pissed off, as you can imagine. And we're off. The core hidden vaults. Alright, so pretty straightforward. Well, you can see it's pretty bland, the opening area. I'll admit they don't really go for much of a wow factor in the opening area, which is a bit disappointing, because I've seen stuff later where there's where it's outdoorsy and there's kind of stuff going on and it's a little bit more impressive, and I wish they kind of opened with that sort of area, because it doesn't give the best first impression. I mean, the character animation is alright, you know, the character design is alright, but this open environment is just so kind of boring. Like, I mean, we're going to have to fight him later. That's the boss of the first... Is it the boss? No, it's not the boss. I'm talking crap. Press circle to dodge. Pretty standard, right? And so it's like a Souls-like, in that it's all about dodging, right? It's all about dodging and getting hits in when you can and taking your time. But the difference is, the tricky bit with this, well, you'll see. I'll wait and show you the combat and you'll see, okay? So you need 1 Cerium Decree to use that lever. And there's a chest, so strong box. And that gives us an energy potion and some bits. Now, bits are basically souls, blood echoes, you get it. This is what you use to level up and upgrade your weapons, and when you die, you leave them behind and you've got to collect them again. Strong box. I've got a prison guard pistol, a small ammo pack and a small energy potion. And there's my bits. So you interact with the obelisk, and this is where you can equip your weapons. So I have secondary slot only unlocked, which is weird. Again, the first weapon you get is your secondary weapon, but I get it because it's just a pistol. But now I have a handgun. Ho ho ho. So now I can perforate motherfuckers in the name of galactic justice, etc., etc. This door is currently locked, fair enough. So these obelisks, this is where you come to bank your bits and save the game. So as you can see, it's, how do you reload X? It's, you know, it's decent. Yeah, X to reload. We worked that out ourselves. So more bad guys, some more bits there. Majority of enemies, I'll be honest, majority of enemies you will hit from behind. That's like kind of the secret to doing damage to them. You roll out the way and you shoot them in the back. The big problem that with Immortal Unchained is that, well, you'll see, right, when so you've got to roll out the way, because if you take too many hits you'll die, and I know that sounds stupid, if you take too many hits you'll die. That's pretty standard for games. So that's where we began. So we're in the room now with the big badass and he's over there. Yeah, so if you take too many hits you'll die. That's fairly standard. That's not telling us anything we don't already know. But it's arranged, it's a shooter essentially, so you've got to reload, but reloading is cancelled by rolling. So every time you try and reload, an enemy comes at you swinging, you've got to roll out the way and then try and put some distance between yourself and the enemy, while at the same time try not to get skewered. And it's not as easy as all that. You can lock on, which is quite cool. You know, you've got a lock on, which is sort of like an auto aim, which helps you get some distance. And oh, he got me, he got me, he got me. Oh, he's going down, he's going down. Oh, I ducked. Now some distance and reload. Oh, he got me again. But he's down. And that's all there is to it. He didn't drop bits, which is weird. I would have thought enemies would drop bits. And I got hurt. So I'm going to take a health syringe. And there's small bits there. And some steps. And so you're getting the... You understand what I'm saying about the combat, right? I mean, it's pretty cool because it's ranged. There are melee weapons. You do unlock them. It's not too far into the game, but you unlock melee weapons as well. But the melee combat is very... very limited, like surprisingly limited actually, if I'm honest. You sort of just do one sort of 2-hit combo and you can dodge and that's it. And it doesn't matter what weapons you've got, it's all the same 2-hit combo. So it's very basic, and that's a shame. I'm kind of hoping that they're going to add to it. I'm kind of hoping that they're going to patch it and they're going to add things and they're going to build on it, because I personally think it has a lot of potential, like it has a mass amount of potential, let's be honest, but it doesn't realise that potential yet, because there are a few things that it needs to do, that it needs to improve on. I mean, particularly the combat. I mean, the shooting is fine. I mean, the shooting is decent enough. So I can improve things. Reload speed, yeah, let's do that. That's pretty important. I mean, let's have a look at that. As you can see, so your attributes, you will spend your bits to upgrade your attributes. Nothing, again, very original. Very similar to the way Dark Souls does it, except instead of a bonfire, you've got an obelisk. But as you can see, you can improve these stats. So your finesse, now you can see what they do. So finesse is reload speed, perception, critical damage bonus, strength, melee weapon scaling. Agility is your dodge skill. Toughness increases your health pool and reduces your flinching. Stamina is increased by your endurance. Expertise increases your normal weapon scaling and your healing bonus. And insight is special weapon scaling and your energy. So you've got to, it's still, there's quite a balance to it. You've still got to work out exactly what kind of badass you want to be and then build towards that. No idea that was there. Okay. We're going to unlock this bridge. And we're going to go and have a look and see what is waiting on the other side. I'll keep going for a little bit longer. We've got another chest there, and that's another energy potion. Yeah, D-pad left and right cycles your energy potions and health potions. I'm not sure what other potions there are yet. This guy wants to... how do you pick your weapon? Ah, there we go. Eat my ass. Well, not literally, man. It's not an invite. The ragdoll is cool. They just lay on the floor and twitch. What else we got in this room? These guys are well dead. Been dead for a long time. They're just like skeletons at this point. Skellingtons, as my daughter said. Basic component. I'm guessing that... Whoa, he's got a gun. I'm guessing that's for upgrading. I'm not saying I'm guessing. It is for upgrading. I know it's for upgrading. I've seen some pretty badass armour as well. There is some fairly badass armour involved. Oh no, look at that, how far away I am from the obelisk. I want to pick the bits up instead. Right, now I have my melee weapons. I have a club. And I have enough to upgrade something else. So we're going to go for... I don't want strength. I don't want to do melee. I picked the wrong starting class really. I want more toughness this time. It's always a good idea to increase your toughness a little bit. We're going to do a little bit more. I'm going to sort of take you for a wander through this area for a little while. So I'm guessing now we can melee. Yep. Bits. So every melee weapon is there's two of. That never changes. Whoa! It's went severely off filter then. Stab myself. Oh yeah, see they can shoot you right through themselves getting shot. It's very annoying. And it doesn't take an awful lot of time. You die pretty fast. A few hits. And it's game over, man. Game over. That's right here. You see what I mean about it being a little bit bland? It's very basic, the opening area. There's not much to it at all. And I wish there was more in the opening area. I wish they put a little bit of effort in, some colour. You know, I mean, I get it. You're in like a weird, dodgy... I already knew that. Whoa. You're in like a weird, dodgy, sort of futuristic prison. Oh, and that killed me instantly. Weird, dodgy, futuristic, super prison jobby. But a bit of colour. You know, some pictures on the wall. Some plants in the corner, maybe. A splash of paint, something. To give the place just... I mean, I don't want it to have like a Christmas look or anything, but something would be nice. Okay, yeah. So... oh yeah, and the enemies come back because it's a Soulslike. I kind of wish there was a proper cover mechanic as well, like something like this with a real cover mechanic would be pretty awesome. It's going to get me again. Ah, it's really annoying. I'm annoyed already. I'll get past this bit. See what's going on. So again, now my bits are further in. So I mean, I didn't lose many. So I'll probably just live without them now at this point. I don't need them, you know. I'm not going to go until it's right in front of me, and I'm going to go. Oh, I've got my bits. Right, steps. Those traps were lame ass. Use R3 to lock onto enemies. I'm assuming that means there's going to be... Oh! Kind of come out of nowhere, you know? Reload. Reload. Always reload. See... Oh god, there's two of my guns. I feel like it would be really cool if you could reload while dodging, you know, or even fire while dodging, but you can't, and it's the most annoying aspect of the entire game, is that you just don't get enough time to reload, and you're really piss weak considering how badass you look, you know. There's nothing to you. You're a big old prison future Jesse. Oh shit, a couple of enemies down there. This way looks ominous as hell. I mean, that looks like a boss room, right? Let's give it a wider berth. For a minute. I'm going to have a look in here. Oh, he just completely ambushed me then. That's all my health serums gone, which is... Oh shit, now I'm out of ammo. Arsehole. Need some ammo, please. I mean, you saw then, you can use cover, but there's no cover mechanic. I mean, I'd like a Gears of Warsy thing, you know, I'd like to be slamming my ass into cover and being a general badass. Okay, we're back in the obelisk room, but that's good because I was getting my ass kicked. Haven't picked anything up. Attributes, let's boost our let's boost our, I'm going to call it a day in a minute. Let's boost our finesse again for that reload speed. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can't do anything. Why tell me I can then? Why be an arsehole? Right, let's go this way again. Oh, everybody comes back to life. Oh, yeah, everybody's back to life. That's a grenade. Oh, that's got its ridiculous range. Oh, I'm back in the obelisk room. Just went the wrong way. Oh, I've got syringes. Okay, let's just kill him. Bingo. Oh, what was that room that looked like a boss room? Ugh. Ain't shooting me, mate. I feel like I'm going the wrong way here. I think I got turned around somewhere because I'm a little bit confused. So I definitely went this way. That's the obelisk room. So I'm back in the obelisk room, which I don't want to be in. Must have been this way. I'm actually lost. I'm actually confused about which way I'm supposed to be going now. Ah, there we are. Corridor with all the dead things. Yeah, boss fight. I have no faith whatsoever, but we'll give it a whirl. One whirl of the boss fight. There he is. Come on then, I want my world. Pretty. He's going to nail me. I have no confidence whatsoever. I've got barely any ammo. And this game is really weird about ammo. Oh! Yeah. Oh, Jesus! Well, there you go. Right, I'm not playing this until we kill him. I'm not doing that. Because it's going to be some time. I've got to get all the way back. And again, I'm confused about even which way I'm going. I'm going to try and run past everything and see if it works. Just to sort of have one more go with all my syringes. Which way was it? It was over here, wasn't it? It was this door. Skirt these guys. Go around here. This animation. Oh, I rolled myself out of the boss room. That's a bug. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, I glitched the boss, guys. Guys, I've glitched the boss. I mean, if you can knock on the door and ask him to open it, I can't kill these bad guys because it thinks I'm in the boss fight. That was piss poor. Right, don't roll back out of the boss room. I'm going to do that one more time. That was shockingly bad. That shouldn't even be able to be a thing. But I've got my syringes, I've got all my ammo, and I know the boss can charge at you and then stomp the floor and hit you from a ridiculous distance. A distance from which you really should be safe from all manner of boss stomping. Oh, I'm out of stamina again. This guy's got the worst stamina in the world. He's supposed to be a badass space prisoner. Oh. It's just janky as fuck. I did it again! I pressed back to... Oh. You know what? I give up. Just kill me, robots. Let me die in peace. How do you do that right, can you? He got me. He got me good. I smashed his head in. Let's see if the door will open again now. Yeah, the door's opening. Use my syringe. I literally have no syringe now. Over. Oh, reloading. You see what I mean? The reload mechanic is so unfair. It takes so long to reload that you just die every time you try and reload. Anyway, that's Immortal Unchained. I'm not playing any more on this particular show and tell because, well, I suck for one, and two, it's just pissing me off a little bit. But you can see what you can see. I mean, I'm not really showing it off in the game's best light because when you're taking your time a little bit more and you're not rushing like I am and you're sort of playing the game on its own level, it's not as bad as I'm making it look. It is quite a decent game, but they've got some serious work to do tweak wise. They've got to do something. I really hope they're going to patch something in where, you know, you can reload, because it's so basically unfair that it takes so long to reload your gun and that's your only method. I mean, imagine if in Dark Souls you sheathed your weapon every time you dodged and then had to get your weapon out again every single time. You'd get nowhere. That's basically what this is doing, and it's frustrating. But there it is. This is Immortal Unchained from Toadman Interactive. Well, let us know what you think in the comments, preferably not of my pathetic gameplay skills, please. Just tell us what you think of the game. Pretend you never saw how bad I was. And yeah, so I've been Mick Fraser for God is a Geek, and you guys have been lovely. Bye.